Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 26 minutes past 11 on Thursday night. Back with a few for tomorrow. Well, to have a look at the card at Cheltenham, two elsewhere as well. Later than I had thought, but it's one of those days that I was busy doing nothing. When you look back on it, I say, what did I do? And yet, I seem to be doing something all the time. But nothing really constructive. I suppose the highlight was I had 3 pints this evening. Fella picked me up, I hadn't a pint in a while, and we said we'd have 2. We had a third one. If we had the 4th one, we'd have had 6. So we went into a house on the way back, visiting, and the chat lasted longer than expected. I thought it'd be a half an hour job, but it was an hour and a half. So about an hour home. Guinness was great. Could have done with 2 more, but I knew there'd be no video done if I'd done that. Had a lot of old stuff looked at earlier in the day, early this morning, and a bit for tomorrow. Hard to know about tomorrow with the going in Cheltenham, what's it going to be like. But we will see. We had a couple running today. We had one, an English horse in France with Barcelona. I think he's a Frenchman. I don't like Frenchmen on saddles. You might have heard me say that before. He didn't even make an effort to finish out where he could have finished. I thought there was a rule that you had to get the best possible placing in a race, or you could be called in. Like, he wasn't going to be last if he tried, but he did finish last. And went off, I think he went off favourite, and even the second favourite was 4th. A track specialist won it. And then we had a horse, Causes Impre, went off favourite. That opened up 11-2 yesterday evening. Not making excuses, but the ground seemed to be choppy or something. It didn't seem to be a smooth surface. And look back at the 2 videos that it won last year, and it was cut up or choppy or whatever today. He mustn't have liked it because he looked to be cantering coming around the turn for home and then found nothing, whereas his other 2 previous runs at the track, he did. The winner, unpenalised for his run, the last, because it was in a hands and heels conditional race, was £6 well in, and he needed to be, because in spite of making mistakes, he got up to win it. But I thought the other one, and I actually done a reverse forecast as well, winner on the one that we backed 3rd, but not to be. Anyway, on to tomorrow. Oh, well done to Paul Manton. I just had a quick look there, seeing he came up trumps again and a 6-1 shot. I actually sent a message to a fella yesterday. I said, watch this fella, Mr. Consistency. That's what I must say. Fair play to you, Paul. I don't know where he's from, anything about him at all, but he's well clued in. Thank you, sir. On to tomorrow at Cheltenham. First race is at 1:10. 2 miles 5. Good to soft in places. This has been won the last few years by a 5-year-old. The last 1, 2, 3, 4. If you look back at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of the last winners has been 5-year-old, including American Sniper, who's carrying top weight this year. There's a big gamble on a 5-year-old who has this plot job for a man that might be very annoyed with the system. Tony Martin back in the plate tomorrow after serving a suspension. He has Young Lucy. This opened up at 20-1. It's now about 6s or 13-2 in that bracket. It's rated 105. If you look back when it won its bumper in Cork, beat Familiar Dreams and went on to win several bumpers and good hot race after that and went for over 300,000 when it was sold. Didn't do an awful lot in maiden hurdles because the handbrake was on. Look at here, bet 6.5 and bet 29. soft ground here looked to be against it if you're looking for an excuse. I catch and run the last day, a mile 6 on the flat. Looks to be tuned up for this. Now 56 and 40 would be 96. It's 101 in Ireland. It's only £4 higher in England. And Daniel King takes off £3. So it has the profile of a horse to run well in the race. Laid out for the race. I will see how it does. 20s are gone though now. It's still 6s and 7s there with some of them. And they're paying 5 places. The 145. Novices Chase listed. 4-horse affair over 3 miles. Hot favourite is Springwell Bay. Was impressive enough the last day. Two miles 3.5. The only time it ran on at 3 miles, well, it ran twice, 3 times, twice. 4th and 2nd on with cut in the ground. Behind Irish Point, a good, decent run in Aintree. But we have Buddy One, and Buddy One will have no trouble with the trip. And if this will be very tactical now, so you might see Buddy One maybe going out and setting the pace. But like when you consider this was 4th in the stairs hurl and was 2nd in Aintree in the stairs race as well. One first time out in Galway on good ground. Then if you throw out the last run to the listed one below in Wexford, but Hartwood won that and Corbett's Cross, 2 above average horses like rated 166, 151. Where would any of the other horses that he's up against tomorrow have finished in that race? Probably 3rd as well. It opened up 5-1 this evening as well. So a bit of money for it. So we're on Buddy One. Done us a couple of good turns before. The Shloer Chase looks to be Jonbon's to lose. He won it last year. Beat Edward Stone. Has £6 on the ratings. 10-year-old against an 8-year-old. His to lose. Jonbon is the selection. On to the cross country. For anyone handicapping this, they'll say there's only 3 possible winners of this, because there's only 3 running to their proper rating, which is all upset. The whole apple cart was upset by Conflated being rated 166, carrying 12 stone. Rob James taking off 7. Tommy Bow, 9-year-old, carrying 10 stone 5, and then you have Busselton carrying 10 stone 5. All the rest, Mr. Coffee should be carrying 9 stone 13, so it's £3 out of the handicap, and so on down along. Like some of them back on the leash is stone and £4. So an each way selection in that. Very rarely would you see, even when what do you call him, the good horse, the Tiger Roll, that couldn't even, it was only placed to this a couple of times because it couldn't give the weight away. We'll go on each way shot. We'll go with a horse that won the Munster National, or the Kerry National, in Listowel a couple of years ago. It's only a 7-year-old. Joseph O'Brien bringing it over. Each way bet on that. Hasn't been seen since Listowel this year. Prefers better ground, because if you look back when it won a handicap race in Galway, beat a big gamble that day, Jakovac Carveran. just yielding ground. It's a 6 or 7 to 1 shot. 7 to, well, we see, check the betting. Conflated at the class edge, but he's given, like, wait till stop a train. 7 to 2, Mr. Cafe. I don't think did that ever win out? Chase. Tommy Bow is the most consistent of all. That is power of Chase as well. I think this fella's. He's over for 30, played 7 times. Tommy Bow. He is 10 out of 26, and you're like, that's some percentage strike rate in comparison with the other one. The other one has 0, and he's 38%. We'll go with Busselton each way. The market suggests that the 3:30 is a 2-horse race. Potter's Charm is the 10 to 11 favourite, and Valgrand. Potter's Charm beat a Gordon Elliott horse the last time. Manila 6-0. When a maiden hurl before that. If you look at Manila 6-0s, it won a race before that, beat Banana 3 in Fairy House. First run. Look at the form of that. I think the other form is better. Valgrand. This caught my eye first time, well, last year, when it was second to the Kimball Brewery in this meeting. And it was 6 lengths back to the other horse, but it was a 10 to 1 shot that day. That Kimball Brewery is no slouch. Then it ran after that in the Aintree bumper. It finished 4th. It was only beaten 3.5 lengths, 3 3/4. 2 good runs. Then it beat Gail Maller, who had beaten well, who had won in Galway. And it travelled like a grand horse, like. Jumped well. The favourite didn't jump as well as I thought the last day. So I'm on Valgrand. If the ratings are right, 140, 139, it should be, and the £2, this should win it by a head, we'll say. And then we have a handicap hurl, a novices handicap hurl, to finish the day off. Money for a horse as well that I had backed earlier. I prefer if the race was another 2 or 3 furlongs. I'd much prefer it if it was 2.5 mile. I'd be really sweet on one here. But we're taking a pot at Letterston Lily. This was drawn to my eye the last time. But this was in a class 3. Now this is back down in class, goes up against novices. Good enough strike rate. Time it unseated there, that was at the first, it sort of dodged left, it went off 4 to 1 second favourite. But the last day, we were on Annie Harman asking. This is him peeping into the picture here. He's not even in the picture yet. He's last.
Wide also push the button with In the Air in third, and then Ansam and Anna Benina. Any harm in asking a fraction closer on the outer of Bass Rock and American Sniper. Calling Baton Rouge, support action.
That's him there now, keep an eye on him.
With Letterston Lily as they jump the flight at the top of the hill. Just in last position is Deep Cave, as it is. Why Not? With the advantage, it's still around about half a length. Why Not and Alice Stevens, a very well-grouped field, with Push the Button the inside and In the Air on the outer in third. Anna Benina and Sam. And still following American Sniper around the inner of Any Harm in Asking as they now come down the hill and run towards the third last. Why Not and In the Air. Push the Button the inside, and Sam on the outer, then Any Harm in Asking and Anna Bernina. So this is 3 out, and it's still Why Not that holds the initiative. Chased along now is Push the Button on the inside, just struggling to stay with the front two. In the Air is poised on the shoulder of Why Not. Anna Bernina, Any Harm in Asking coming there the outside. Royale Margot is trying to work into it. They reach the second last. A beautiful jump by the mare, Why Not there. To In the Air in second. Anna Bernina, Any Harm in Asking around the outside. Then Push the Button, Royale Margot, and Colin Baton Rouge has picked off a few as they turn into the home straight. Can they get past Why Not? She leads by a length and a half. Any Harm in Asking emerging as a danger. In the Air needs to find some more. The final flight, Why Not? Beautiful jump again. A little better than Any Harm in Asking. Anna Bernina is staying on stoically in behind, but Why Not has the answers here. She's opened up by 3. Anna Bernina chasing hard and getting closer. Why Not in front? Anna Bernina is inching closer to the lead. Why Not though has it, and Why Not has made all to win. Anna Bernina in second, in third.
It was like the Weaver Beaver on a motorway. Staying on well up the hill. Back down against Novices. 4-year-old too, and 4-year-olds haven't a great record. What's this all about? I don't know how to get rid of that. 4-year-olds. I don't know. 4-year-olds had a good record several years ago, but it hasn't lately. There's a race tomorrow night at Wolverhampton. There's a 5-horse race. I like to look at Green Team back down from 2 miles, where it didn't stay back to 1 mile 6. It's racing now of 65. When it joined the yard, it was 93 from Owen Burrows to Ian Williams. That's what, 28 pound, isn't it? 65, 28 pound. That's 2 stone. I think 1 mile 6 could be, and Billy Loughnane, decent record for the trainer. That's who we're going with today, wasn't it? That he didn't run tonight. He's a good strike rate. And at Punchestown tomorrow, there's 3 horses, and I had down for the next time, and I had a note after them, and the 3 of them happen to be running in the same race tomorrow. So I might decide on a bet tomorrow. Limnock, I think, needs further. This is 2-1. I think it needs 2.5. That's what I was saying the last time. If we could, when it was third in that race, saying if we could get it up to 2, it won at 2, but I was saying 2.5 mile went to second in Sligo. The way of Goan Tig, we won with that a couple of times last year. Runs well fresh. And Eddie O'Grady in the last 2 weeks is 2 for 2. And this lad won first time out last August, and it was that trip and the ground was right. And the other one I had written down for good ground, this trip was Vicio. Now, this lad is a bit awkward like myself at times. But if you look at that run back here, 2 runs back, 2 miles in Punchestown to second, and it ran on. And it ran in this 2 mile here in Galway. So between the 3 of them, so how do you come down in a selection then? So I haven't decided yet. If any one of them was in this race, I'd pick it. But I don't know which of them to pick. But I might pick one in the morning, depending on if any of them might get inspiration overnight. We'll see. So, that's it. So bash the bookies, over and out.